like you and me, many expats, women, find opportunities in host countries. And sometimes we also have these opportunities in our own countries. But in our own countries, we just keep our careers, our jobs. We don't, or we barely step out our comfort zone, our comfort job, and risking something. Here, I think that a lot of us risk to do something, even if there is just a few opportunities of success. What do you think that make us step out our comfort zone and risk for something that probably in Italy, I don't know if you receive these dinner events in your home, but here you did it. What do you think, why we are doing this?
So I talk about my experience, so my point of view. I'm sure it is not all women's point of view, but I think that we need to consider two main factors when we talk about business and jobs. One is the first one is the economic stability, because in my home country, if I had to work, I had to provide a salary for the family. I need to be sure that it's successful. The other one is trying something new, experiment new ideas, try a new business, stepping out of our comfort zone. When you live an expat life, at least the first problem is taken care of, because the economic stability is given from the expat experience.
Exactly.
So you do not have to struggle thinking that maybe you need money to live. Here you have this, I think we are, I don't know, for sure I am in the privileged position to say that the family does not depend on me, so I can try, I can experiment, I can going out and try new things. I think in each country I tried something different. I tried selling also in the US. I tried selling all these Asian products. So it's easier because you can try and you don't have anything to lose. Just gain from the experience.
That's true. Did you have a career before in Italy, even with your two kids, or when you went back? No.
Yeah, I was...
you used to work?
Yes.
8 hours work?
Yes, I was working in the car industry. I graduated in industrial design, and I was working in human factors. I was really fortunate because I had a job exactly in the field for which I had studied for. So I was really happy. But...
And you have time for your two kids?
No, the problem is that when I had my first daughter, everything changed for me. So I decided to change my contract into a part-time job. And then I got pregnant with my second daughter. And after my second daughter, the company started diminishing my duties.
Good opportunity to move abroad.
And then, yes, for us, I mean, I was not happy back then. And then the possibility to move, to relocate, I think arrived at the right time.
I think that you are the only person that relocate or before relocate feel that your duties were decreasing in the company, because the majority of us feel that the work is so huge, the amount of work that we need to do, it's so huge, we get so tired that when we arrive home we have no energy for our family, and we are struggle, we are burnout, so in your case was the opposite, that make you move forward in a different direction with a different...
But because I was working really hard before, really a lot, and I realized before that was not compatible with my mom
Yeah.
situation. I wanted to spend more time with my
Kids.
daughter. So this is the reason why I changed the contract. But after changing the contract, it was just, they put me apart. And this was really frustrating for me.
Kimchi for breakfast focus in smart aging and longevity, among other topics like mental health. Every time that I see you, you always dress your beautiful smile and you have a really nice face expression. Sometimes even with a perfect life, I don't know if it's hormones or I don't know. We cannot be so positive. Can you share some tips or hints to be so positive, so joyful, so...
Oh, I have the struggles like everyone, I think. And sometimes they are bigger. There are times that I feel more stressed and overwhelmed with problems. Most of the time I'm alone because my husband doesn't work here in Seoul, he works in Gunsan. So I am alone during the week. The kids are in school and then they have their activities and they study. So I am always alone. I started really focusing on myself, on trying to understand myself deeply. And I reflect a lot, and I think I do a lot of work on myself, trying to overcome the problem. And I try not to put my problems onto others. I try to resolve them by myself or with my husband. I really need his opinion, his help to overcome some difficulties. So when I'm struggling with something, he's my rock, my point.
Safe harbor.
Yes, I always talk to him, and he's always helpful. So, and I don't know, I like being happy because, as you say, when you are happy, you are contagious.
Yes.
When you are calm and serene, you are contagious. And what I like about our family is that you can really feel this kind of tranquility, this feel of calmness. I don't know how to say in English. So I think it's a work done
of course.
on myself. It's not really natural because we have problem. Everybody has problem.
I found it here more difficult to overcome these problems or personal problems, emotional problems. In my life, every time that I have an emotional problem or personal problem, I try focusing something different, focus in the work. Usually I dive deep in the work and the results of my work in that moment was super good because I was trying to not paying attention to my personal, ignore that they exist. And you know, time is everything for everything. So after 1 year or half a year of having these personal problems, when you look to them, they don't exist anymore because time solves them, the majority of them. But when you are not working, they are always there.
Yeah.
You cannot ignore them. You
Yeah.
need to be mindful. You need to go through them. And this is painful sometimes. Yeah. So being here and not having a 8-hour job make you available for your problems more often.
Sometimes I find that at least in my experience, having some friends, people that do almost the same experience as you do, it's important because if you talk to them, you find that your struggle are their struggle.
Yeah.
Your problems are almost their problems.
We are in the same boat.
Yes, I find easier sometimes to talk to persons that are doing the same path as me because I feel comprehended.
Yeah.
I feel understood. While in my case, for example, in Italy, from my circle of friends or family, we are the only ones that decided to do this strange life, the expat life. So sometimes I feel that it's difficult for them to deeply understand what we are going through. And it is also difficult for me to talk to them because I feel that sometimes it's difficult also to explain in words what we are going through, what we are feeling. And here you feel not alone because you know that other people are doing the same experience, and maybe they are struggling because they don't know if they are going to be living in the same place for 1, 2, 3 years, or they're going to move. Something stressful sometimes, so it's a stressful life. And I find these friends to be nice to talk to.
How has living in Seoul changed you in a personal level? How is Iolanda now different from the one that left the first time Italy?
Oh, she is a completely different person.
When people say that we don't change, I totally disagree, but I
No.
think that we change a lot.
Yeah,
Even our core things that are important for us, I think that we are able to
Yes.
modify in a completely different people.
Yeah, I have to say that I am much more open-minded than before. I I really take into consideration others' opinion, and I try to think about how different people with different backgrounds, with different culture, would do or think differently than me. Because coming from a place where all the people always lived in the same way, and they did their life always the same, almost the same, with differences, you going out, you deviate from normality, and you encounter a lot of people with different backgrounds, and each people can give you something that you can treasure and help you grow as a person. I met so many people in these experiences. Each one of them, I have to say, that gave me something. And I am a different person because I took a little bit of someone, the things that I like the most. And so I am much more open-minded, much more flexible. And this is the biggest difference in Iolanda. When I need to take a decision, I always think about really, really thoroughly what is the right path, what is the right decision to make.
And sometimes when we move forward in our life, we need to get rid of some trace of personality, I don't know how to call it, some features of our personality. Did you need to give up of something from your personality, or you really make sure to change you in a different way? You make up, let's say, I don't know, acting like this, I will stop to do like this, I will work in this skill to turn it in a better thing.
I don't know if it is related specifically to the expat situation or just on the married life, so living with another person that has different approach to life. For sure, I worked a lot on my, how can I say, rigid. I am a bit rigid. I was rigid. The things are done in this way, as I say, because this is the right thing to do. So I question a lot more what is right to do. And especially now that my kids are growing up and my daughter is becoming, especially my daughters, and the first one, the eldest one, she's becoming a woman herself with her ideas, so her strong ideas. Sometimes we have discussions, really meaningful discussion, and I change my mind because she tells me something and I can elaborate and I can say, oh, you're right. And I like this. I like not being in my position just because I used to think like this. I like to embrace her way of thinking, and they make me change my mind.
In my case, it's not because I'm married, it's because I have a daughter that I'm changing sometimes. Because even yesterday, she told me, what you think that is the right thing could not be the right thing in other shoes. And she is 8.
Wow.
And she is right.
She's
because
right.
For me, it seems right, but for her, it's wrong. So I need to start to take her more in consideration when I'm doing these decisions. Yes, no one is a robot. We are all human beings, full of emotions. In your daily routine, apart of course your daughter, because I for sure it's what you miss the most. What you miss the most from Italy, from the life that you would have if you stay there? Do you miss something, or are you eager to go back to?
This is a tough question. So, of course, I miss family. I cannot say that I do not miss family and friends, the most dear friends. Of course. This is the things that I miss the most. I miss spending time with them, because even if we talk to each other, especially with the friends, because with my parents, for example, I call them every day, so we see each other every day, we talk. And even if we are not there, when I go back, it's like, okay, we saw each other yesterday, we know everything about each other. Different is with friends, because it's different to have a frequentation and going out for dinner or talking with them. Even if I keep contact with my friends, it's on a different level. So I miss them. I miss restaurants in Italy.
In your home, you cook Korean? No.
No.
Just Italian food.
I cook Italian. Because we go out to eat different cuisine, I just cook something, for example, Cambodian chicken curry or Mexican fajitas or hummus, but
Oh my God.
I'm not sure they are really the real one. So I try.
It's your interpretation.
Exactly. But I mostly cook Italian, yeah.
And the second question.
The second question, if I want to go back, I read a very interesting book written from the point of view of an off-campus student from the south of Italy moved from his city Salerno on the sea that he loves. He needs to move to Milano to study and then work. And I read this book, and I really liked the book, but because I could relate, even if the experience is different, because he's still in Italy and we went all over the world. I can relate with some struggles, some emotions, some feelings that he describes. And most of all, I really was inspired from a thing that he wrote. He said that it is okay to feel homesick. That is not something that we need to avoid or hide. But it is also okay to feel good in the new place. It is good if you are okay living away from your loved ones. And it gave me peace, because sometimes
You thought
feel,
that you were a monster. I'm not missing
yes,
them so much, so
you feel
I'm a
guilty.
monster.
You feel guilty, or somebody else unintentionally make you feel guilty, and it is something that it is difficult to avoid. But in the end, realizing that it is okay choosing something different. It's not. It doesn't make you a monster, as you said. You are embracing this life, and it's good to try to get the most of it. So I'm not really wanting to go back to Italy for vacation, of course, yes, because it's lovely, but not for now. I think not for now, especially because my son still has 5 years of school, and he spent all his life in international schools. So going back in Italy would be really tough for him, if not in an international school, but the situation is completely different. And also the experience that you can get from an international school in Italy is completely different than one you can get abroad. And the thing that I think I treasure the most for my kids from this experience of living abroad is especially the diversity they are living in, because it's so good that they cannot see any difference between races. They are all the same. And it was really, really, really funny. My son, a few years back, I was talking to him and I was asking, "Oh, your best friends, where are they from?" "Oh, they are Australian, Mom." "Oh, really?" But from the name, I couldn't tell that they weren't really Australian. I said, "Yes, they're Australian, both." And then we realized, and I said, "Yes, but they have their eyes like this." "I don't know, Mom. He said me that he was born in Sydney. I don't know." I mean, they had parents coming from China, they do not care.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing.
They even don't realize it. But what about your children? Sometimes kids, when they move so many times, they lost the sense of belonging. Where they belong, where they feel that they belong. Italy?
I don't know. We always put an emphasis on the family instead of the place. So the phrase "the home is where your heart is really true for us. Yes, I feel that Italy is my home, but my home. I understand that for my kids may not be the same. And I realized, especially last year when my son, we were talking about going to Italy for Christmas, and me and my husband, we said, we go back to Italy. And he answered us, "You are going back to Italy. I'm going to Italy." Because most of his life, he spent most of his life here in Korea. So for now, he feels Korea is his first country. My daughter now, she's living in Amsterdam. She had to decide what path to do, what master do. And she was debating, should I move? Should I go somewhere else? She took in consideration also moving to Italy. But after a lot of discussion with her, we realized that for us is our country. She said, for me is another country. They always say, we are from the world. I mean, they traveled all around. They are world citizen, I think.
This is amazing. So they never ask you to go back to Italy?
No.
Yeah. So do you have time for you? Because you start your day cooking lunch for your son, correct?
Yeah.
Your daughter is eating in the school.
Yes. Yes.
You prepare the meals for your husband that it's not with you, it's leaving on Monday, coming back on Friday.
On Thursday.
Thursday.
On Thursday,
So
yes.
you spend it Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday and Friday. And Thursday.
And Thursday
alone.
alone.
Yeah.
So you need to do all stuff, no help. Do you have time for you?
Yes. Yes. I mean, depends of the day. Sometimes I have more time. Sometimes I have
What time
less.
you wake up?
Oh, 6:20. Sometimes I cook in the evening because I prefer instead of preparing in the morning. Now I have time. I try to work out. But you know, as I told you, I cook Italian. It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time because I love it. It is something also for the aging part. I mean, I love pay attention on the ingredients I buy. I do not buy overprocessed food. I do not buy ready-to-eat food. So I start from scratch and cooking vegetable, preparing vegetable. But it's funny because in these days my daughter, she's at home because she's in study leave. She's starting her exams, and she comes down to grab something to eat in the middle of her studies, and she says, "Oh, Mom, here it seems like a never-ending baking factory because you are doing always something with my apron, cooking, baking."
What are your dreams nowadays? What would you like to do next?
Okay, my first dream now, because my kids are growing and I see they are going out of our house, is to see them really happy and realized in their lives. This is my biggest dream, and I really hope so. And my more concrete and close dream would be relocating Europe as expat, because we experienced the US, we experienced a lot of Asia. I would love to relocate in Europe and to live there, also to be closer to Amsterdam, where also my second daughter, she will join her sister studying in Amsterdam. So I would love to be closer to them.
If you could send a message to the past, to the Iolanda that left Seoul the first time, what you would say?
The Iolanda that left Seoul the first
Yes,
time.
after you experienced Seoul.
Everything. So I have to be honest. Sometimes I wonder if we chose the right thing. I mean, we are so fortunate that we can choose.
Choose, yes.
And with this fortune comes a lot of responsibility, I think. And when you are responsible not only for yourself but also for your kids, you have their lives in your hand. You always doubt, did I make the right choice for them? Honestly, I don't know. You will never know because you experience only one kind of life. You will never know if the other life would have been better or not. So in the end, I think we had an amazing opportunity living this kind of life. It's an enriching opportunity. It's stressful. It is demanding. It requests a lot of adaptability. That are all nice exercise in your life. Some days I question, oh, maybe it would have been better for me to continue work and not live, just quit my job and stay home. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes I say, no, it was definitely the right decision because I can stay. I could really enjoy each moment of their lives, and I know that it goes quickly.
Yeah,
Really quickly.
I used really to put my career and my job first of everything. I could never expect to be not working now. I thought that this was not possible at all for me. I was workaholic and I was happy with that. I was happy. Even when I was working too much, I was happy to work too much. But yeah, you need time, I think, to embrace this expat life and to
To adjust.
to understand and to be joyful with the career achievements of your husband. That is actually the achievements of the entire family, because the entire family make the effort for his career. And you can have so much joy from different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
each one of us is different and want different things in the end.
Yes, of
There's
course.
not a rule for everybody, right? So it totally depends on how you feel, how you are, what do you want from life. And now I really appreciate that maybe I can do breakfast with tranquility in the house without rushing. I can read my stuff. There are things that are really precious, and when you start doing like this, you said, I don't want to go back.
If someone asks you your opinion about, okay, I have this chance to move to Seoul, even a young couple or a young student or a middle-aged couple from Italy, what you would say? Go or not go? Watch out? Choose another country? Bring cheese?
Yes, of course. I would say go for it, for sure, but it is not something that everybody can do. I have some dear friends that they would never choose this kind of life because it's too much unpredictable. You need to adapt, you need to be flexible, you don't know what is coming next. So before, at the beginning, also for me was a bit difficult to manage. Now I'm used to this, so I made peace with this, but it depends on how you are and what you are looking to get from this experience. If you are eager to do something new, to experience something different, and for sure it is really worth it. But you need to be a little bit open-minded. Otherwise, it could be too much. There are people, and also I think a couple needs to be really, really in a good position to move, because can be a stressful life, and unfortunately I met people that broke up after this experience because they could not manage. So you need to be really sure that both are on the same page.
Congratulations for your bravery, for your courage, for your family, for the love that you put every day in everything that you do, for the magnificent job that you did with your book. Do you have it in another language or just in Korean?
No, just Korean.
You need to go to another country, or maybe France, and do it in French.
Who knows? Maybe.
And thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It was really an amable, amazing chat with you.
For sure, we could continue to speak here about a lot of lots of stuff. You have lots of interesting things in your life to share, and you are really a role model for us. That mainly for me. That I just have one daughter, and sometimes I'm super stressed because I have so many things. I stress with the time, and I always have the feeling that I don't have time to do everything that I want to do. And you are really a role model that everything can be possible and can be done with determination and love and passion for things and for people surrounding us.
Thank you.
And continue to have this nice and bright smile.
Hopefully.
And good energy. Yeah, it really makes a change in the room. Listeners, as we wrap up this inspiring conversation, I want you to leave with a thought. Within each of us, there is a hidden strength, superpower, unique ability that make us different from the people surrounding and make us extraordinary. Our incredible guest shown us how much can be achieved with determination, with love, with resilience, and how much we can overcome. So embrace and nurture your superpowers, your abilities, take care of them and use them to make your mark in the world. And of course, if you enjoy this podcast as much as I did, please do not forget to subscribe, write your review and share it with your family and friends. Your support means the world to us, and this project does not make any sense without you on our side. Take care, see you next time, and keep believing in your superpowers.